Hello and welcome back to the second highlights episode from Hell Dominance of the Weekend. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way soon. Coming up, highlights of the Huddersfield Giants versus Salford Red Devils, in which is sure a grinding team versus a flair team to create a Super League spectacle. So the second playoff game of Super League season 2022 is happening, and the two sides that are very, very different but all have the DNA of one coach on them. After taking Salford all the way to the grand final in 2019, Ian Watson is hoping to do the same with his Huddersfield side, again from third in the league. But standing in the way is his former side, who, like they did in 2009, are riding a crest of a wave. Under Paul Rowley this time, they have one of the best teams in the league to watch, and their attacking style means they can beat anyone on the day, including Watson's Giants, who they did beat a few weeks ago. So, will the Red Devils recreate their 2019 fairy tale, or will the man who penned the story tear out the final page of Salford's 2022 romp in favour of Huddersfield's own grand final dream? We'll have to wait and see what happens. So here is the team news. The big news for Huddersfield is that Theo Farge returns at halfback, which sees Will Price drop down to the bench. It's an interesting call for Watson to make at centre. Leroy Cudjoe will play, but will he start on the wing or as centre? The answer was given to us with Cudjoe starting on the wing, with Toby King featuring and Ash Golding missing out from the last game. Ricky Luatelli is on the other side with Innis Senior. And Watson can make a decision of naming his toughest squad in the pack, as they have a terrific bench with Joe Greenwood, Matty English and Owen Trout rotating between them. And it has been Trout who gets the nod, with Chris Hill, Josh Jones, Chris McQueen and Luke Yates. Danny Levi gets the nod against Adam O'Brien, who misses out for the game. Also on the bench is Sebastian Ikehihifo, who is a former Salford player. In terms of understanding what team Paul Rowley is likely to pick, you have to look at the team that he picked for the essential do-or-die clash against Castleford recently. However, there's no Dan Sargentson, so Joe Burgess will return on the wing, which he does. James Greenwood may also claim a spot in the squad, but he doesn't make the 17 on game day. It's basically a team that has been consistent all year, with Tyler Dupree interchanging from start to interchange bench with Jack Ormonroyd. Ken Seo, Joe Burgess and Dion Cross have been scoring the tries, while Tim Lifey, Brody Croft and Mark Sneed have been creating the bullets that are fired. Ryan Brierley is at fullback, and ever consistent in Rowley's sides, as he can trust him, while Elijah Taylor, Callum Watkins and Shane Wright are the back three of the forward pack. Andy Ackers will be looking to create momentum before Chris Atkin comes off the bench as his replacement. King Vuni Yayawa is unfortunate not to be in the starting side, but Alex Jarrad gets the nod, and Sam Luckley is the final bench player. Salford and Huddersfield have both had attacking intent throughout the opening stages of the game. Both have not created any mistakes, but Salford gets a 6 again due to the ball going back there. And Andy Ackers finds a gap, and he finds Ryan Brierley, who's caught up in the tackle. We'll keep this play going on for a moment as the ball goes left, and after a high shot on Elijah Taylor by Chris McQueen, Salford decide to go for the 2. After it was a high shot on Shane Wright. Salford has been very enterprising with the ball, spreading the ball left and right and having runs across the line, but with no real goal forward. But that 6 again gave them this opportunity. And Matt Sneyd opens up the scoring in this sure-to-be tight game. Salford gets to the last and Mark Sneyd puts a kick across field and Callum Watkins passes the ball back. Brodie Croft throws the ball forward, but Innes Senior knocks the ball on. So Salford get the ball again from a scrum play. But thanks to that knock on. Here it is again. Watkins knocks the ball back. Brodie Croft picks up as it's play on, last tackle, but Innes Senior knocks the ball on under pressure. Salford, though, attacks straight away from the scrum, and Sneyd uses Li-Fi as a runner, and Briley passes the ball out to Joe Burgess, who gets the first try of the game for the Red Devils. 16th of the season for Joe Burgess, and a fantastic scrum play. Scrum play is becoming more and more prevalent as the season grows on. What was excellent about this was Sneyd doing the dummy to Tim Li-Fi, drawing Chris McQueen in, and then the ball going out wide to Joe Burgess, sealing the try. Good little run, great handoff by Briley, and a great finish by Burgess. Sneyd converts, and it's 8-0 to Salford. Salford are at it again on the third tackle straight after the kickoff. The ball goes to Brodie Croft. He dummies inside to Tyler Dupree, and a gap opens up, and he has Callum Watkins in support, who goes in underneath the posts for a second try of the game for Salford Red Devils. Watkins, with his 11th of the season, sees Salford out to a 12-0 lead. Excellent dummy and break from Brodie Croft. Great support from the two Salford players, but no chasers from Huddersfield, who reacted too late, and Watkins was in. What a great effort. Brodie Croft is getting a bigger and bigger reputation as Super League season goes on. And with Sneyd converting, it's 14-0 to Salford. Quick step, bang, gone. Great running half-back play by Croft. Callum Watkins had the freedom of the St John Smith Stadium to score. Things get bad to worse for Huddersfield as straight from the kickoff, the ball goes out on the full and a penalty is given to Salford on the halfway. You can't give Salford field position or they're going to kill you. Huddersfield is starting to feel the pressure as on the next tackle, Brodie Croft is brought down and it leads to a penalty for Salford. A pass to Watkins back inside, and on the last, Salford go to the left, deep in. Oh, it's a 6 again. Deep in Huddersfield territory, and that slight tip tackle, was enough to catch the eye of the referee. Owen Trout, the tip tackle, and Sneyd is going for 2. Here it is, hands between the legs, lifting him above his waist. Sneyd steadies himself. And Salford is 16-0 in the lead, with all the confidence in the world. After a shallow kick by Salford Sneyd, Huddersfield gets some decent field position for the first time in the game. And they start using that right edge in attack. Theophage was brave, and then afterwards, they start rumbling up the field. They spread the ball to the right, and an offload by Chris McQueen finds Leroy Cudjoe and pass inside from Tuilolahea, who is taken out after he chips forward. A referee has blown for a penalty, but in the background, it's all on as Briley and Tuilolahea go at each other, arguing. And then the big boys come in after them two walk away. Ormonroyd and Hill at the background, arguing, and really it's causing a big kerfuffle. Referees are just blowing the whistle and everyone else is laughing their heads off. Here is the incident again. Tuilolohia's broken through, tips forward, bang! Shoulder charge by Briley. Would have been a knock on either way, but that's a professional foul and caused the issue. After consultation with the referees, linesmen and the video referee, the yellow card was coming out, and it was for Ryan Briley for the professional foul. The shoulder barge on Theo Farge, which seen him get an advantage over the attacking player. No use of the arms. And there was still words being talked to for Jack Ormonride, Chris Hill and Tuilolohea. Robert Hicks dealt with it well. This is the summary of what's happening during the game at this moment in time. As Danny Levi goes off after being landed on with a knee injury from Seba Hikihipo, Brody Croft catches an accidental knee in the head, which sees him get a bad gash to his head and him having to go off for a head injury assessment. There'll be two things that'll happen. He'll have to be assessed and may not return. And Danny Levi, with that knee problem, may not return for the game either. An excellent game so far for Salford Red Devils, winning 16 points to 0 at half-time against Huddersfield. Big news coming out at half-time after this incident. Brody Croft has failed his HIA assessment and will not be involved in the rest of the game. And crucially for Salford, if they are to get through this game, he will not be available against St Helens in the semi-finals. After a couple of penalties, Salford are in the Huddersfield 20-metre line. And they are looking threatening once again. Despite being without Brody Croft, they have still got the ammunition to go forward. And that's what they do. The ball eventually gets to the hands of Mark Sneed on the last tackle. And he creates something from nothing. He passes the ball on once there. And then he's in position on the last. And he grubbers into the centre of the post with Salford chasers. And Ryan Briley feels that he has got the ball down. But the video referee is called upon to check the grounding, with the referee giving a try on the field. Sneed's kick, everyone is onside from the chasing pack, and Briley is the first one to respond. Him and Dion Cross are both going for it, actually, Chris Atkin, and Briley's there first to ground the ball. Doesn't need another look at it. Salford have extended that lead. And here's the proof of that. A try. Salford are 20 points to 0 up. After the second one was a crusher of a sort, a man going in backwards into Leroy Cudjoe. A good kick by Sneed after great field position. Sees Ryan Briley dot the ball down. Great try. We're up to the 70th minute mark at this point, and there is no points scored since that Briley try earlier in the second half. And this is the only time during the game that Salford have actually had field position and defending in the Huddersfield's half since then. There were 3 dropouts by Huddersfield, but nothing came of it. And Salford are getting more and more territory as the game closes. We've come to a point in the game where Huddersfield are 4 points a minute needed to score, 6 points, to score. And it sums up the day where Ricky Latelli's kick slices off the outside of his left foot and goes into touch on the full. There is still life in Huddersfield as a sort of half run and finds Tuilola here, who kicks over the top for the chasing Ricky Lilitelli, who dives for the ball, but it looks like that he's grounded it outside of the in-goal area. But doing his due diligence, referee Robert Hicks had to check. So just checking the offside. What a fantastic kick that was. So notice that there's no defender behind and kicked for the edge. Ricky Lilitelli dives for the ball, gets there first, but his left hand puts down the ball after it touches the line there. Either way. Not a try. Here is the decision. Just confirming everything that we've seen. No tries to Huddersfield. With 1 minute 40 to go, Salford have the ball in hand. They were just seeing out the rest of the game, but Andy Ackers finds a gap and breaks through the defence. Tuilola here runs past Ackers as he throws a dummy to Callum Watkins, and he scores the final try of the game. Look at the clock. What's going to happen? Sneed is going to run down the clock to take his kick. And Salford are going to march on to the playoff semi-finals with the St Helens, the next opponents. Here it is again. Ackers just breaks through the line, gets past Will Price and Luke Yates, and Tuilola here doesn't take the man. He expects the pass out wide to Chris Atkin. And basic rugby league defending. Tackle the man. Look, he was even looking the other way. Why did Lola here not go for the man? Anyway, Salford have won this game, and look what it means to their fans. The conversion is also good, and Salford win this game. A bittersweet victory for Salford as they lose Brodie Croft for next week's game against St Helens, but victory over a much more fancied Huddersfield team. Ian Watson's team will have to fight for 2023. A fantastic day at the office for Salford Red Devils as they beat the much fancied Huddersfield Giants 28 points to 0 at the John Smith Stadium. And what a turn up for the Bucks was that game, eh? Salford go through to the semi-finals. Huddersfield, what happened? Their game plan didn't work and Salford found the gaps to score the points. 28 points to 0. I weren't expecting that whatsoever. I picked a dark horse being Huddersfield this year. They could have been really amongst it. They could have went all the way, in my opinion. They had the quality, they had the team, they had the processes in play. But Salford played the team rather than the process and won. They identified the targets who they needed to beat, kept Tuilola here quiet until the 70th minute. Injuries may have played a course, but both sides had them. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. I want to hear from you in the comment section below. It's open for business, but please be respectful. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.